Let's get into Downtown Hockeytown, presented by Labatt Blue Light. Today's guest is former Red Wing and current director of player evaluation, Jiri Fischer. Jiri, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today.
Thanks for having me.
Of course. The first thing that we want to talk to you about is the most recent Red Wings news that Kasper Koskensalo is going to be playing in Finland and Moritz Seider is going to be going back to Mannheim to play in Germany. My question for you is, what went into the decision to send them to Europe to start off the season? And do you foresee this happening for some other Red Wings prospects?
Well, it's certainly very unique what's going on in the hockey world right now. And, Kasper, NCAA player at Boston University. Right now, I think there's a lot of unknown what the NCAA season is going to look like. And so I think players in general are trying to find opportunities how to get better the best way, and that's obviously playing hockey games. The same goes for Moritz, who played last year in Grand Rapids, and we obviously think of him as one of our top prospects, and so for him to play games, it's extremely important. Mannheim is a place where he grew up after his family basically transitioned over to give him an opportunity to grow up one of the top franchises in the German league. And in North America, the timelines for all the league starts, including obviously right now we're fortunate enough to watch some NHL hockey games on TV. And whenever the next season is going to start, there's obviously approximate dates for all these different leagues to play, whether it's NHL, American League, potential NCAA, and Canadian Junior, USHL, you name it. Europeans, they have their own timelines. They seem to be adjusting on a go. And I always believe, as an organization, having players to play, it's always the most important thing.
Jiri, when you look at it, there's several Red Wing prospects that I'm sure that you want to play, that you want to see them play. I would imagine whomever they are, in this case, it's Seider for sure, Koskensalo. These guys would be on loan, right? As soon as whatever the seasons pick up here in North America, the plan is that they would come back to the United States, right?
It's very unique circumstances, I think, for two different types of opportunities. I think when you look at players in general, there's established NHLers, and there's obviously prospects. They're trying to grab NHL spots, and so for young players, it's vital to play. And it appears that Europe is going to get going sooner than later. German league. I think as of yesterday, they announced mid-November start. They were trying to shoot for November 1st. I think it's going to be slightly adjusted. And obviously, all this process is evolving on the go. Different countries have different restrictions. And the one benefit, I think, that for organizing in the European leagues, that generally most of the leagues stay within the same country. So I think the government restrictions, whether it's European Union or it's within the respective countries, then the league itself, they can manage and they can adjust on the go as well. I think all the leagues are learning every day on what the best procedure is going to be. I believe that you can see some established NHLers playing this fall in certain clubs, whether it's in Sweden, it's Finland, it's Switzerland, in Czech Republic, Germany, potentially KHL, you name it. There's different agreements that respective leagues have. And obviously, the big news this summer that NHLPA worked out an agreement with the NHL going forwards. I'm sure there's going to be some details how this fall is going to be governed as well.
Jiri, I know that part of your job is, scouring the earth for players. Usually in Europe and the NCAA, guys that are unrestricted free agents. I would assume, even though the uncertainty here for the college season, especially in North America, will you be going to Europe, what you're used to doing, rather soon to start checking players out?
Well, my plan was really, as we kind of league-wide shutdown happened right around the 10th of March. So we started planning what the next few months is going to look like. This is talking back in March, and also what is the proposed timeline when the potential draft is going to happen, and that also affected the free agency, the NHL July 1st free agency that happens annually. That's obviously been postponed until this unique concept of a playoffs is finished. That did not affect American League contract timeline. So some free agents on American League deals, they could be signed as of July 1st. That's what the league agreed on. And now that there's a little bit better timelines of when the leagues are going to be starting, which again, it's really changing on a weekly basis. Some of these adjustments based on the COVID cases numbers and local government restrictions in respective countries are happening. Some are being lifted, some are being tightened up. Then I was actually planning to be in Europe already, and there's a tournament that I normally go to that happens in Russia, where a very unique experience. One of our scouts, Russian scout Nick Vakurov, he's at the tournament present right now in Sochi, Russia, and normally there's several KHL teams playing against each other. They look at it as exhibition games, getting ready for the season. The tournament started yesterday and goes till the end of the week. I've been there the last 3 years. Everybody's learning on the go, and I normally my August watching free agents in Europe. It looks like head to Europe last week of July, because that's generally when the season starts, and start knocking out tournaments one after another. Generally 3 in August, and before really the prospect tournament in Traverse City starts. Normally already watch 35, 40 games on schedule. Well, that's not happening this year as the travel restrictions. Fortunately, as being a native of Czech Republic, I have the citizenship as well, along with being American, and so I can travel to Europe. But a lot of these games are being canceled. The leagues are being pushed back. KHL is still planning on starting on September 2nd, but the Czech League has been postponed by a few weeks. Germany, as I mentioned earlier, has been postponed till mid-November. Switzerland, Sweden, they also bumped their seasons a little bit. Finland is also learning on the go. So it's a very, very unique off season, and some of the top free agents that we're going to be trying to recruit actively this upcoming season, they're playing in Europe. Right now we would be watching, and they're not playing.
We always hear the term high hockey IQ, and that is something that the Red Wings really value. We know you're looking for talented players, as is everybody else. But what is it that you're really looking for when it comes to that hockey IQ?
Somebody who can really figure things out quickly, figure out how to improve, figure out how to find a role on the team, and figure out how to make people around him better. To me, that's the hockey IQ. There are some guys, they're extremely smart hockey players on the ice, and when you watch, you can see that, and that's the hardest thing really to teach. I think you can improve awareness, and you can improve the preparation and education of the players on certain game situations, but the ability to figure things out quickly, process it quickly, make the right decisions, make people around me better on the ice. I think that's the key. Chris Draper, he is overseeing the draft department, and that's certainly one of the key aspects that all our scouts are looking for. I think every organization has maybe a slight variance, how they define hockey IQ, but when it really comes down to it is a player who can figure things out on the ice, never looks out of place, makes people around him better, and everybody wants him on the line. So that's, I think, the simplest description of hockey IQ.
Jiri, before we let you go, I have one more question for you. Actually, I have many questions. You're looking great as usual. I know you're feeling well, and that's I'm real thankful for that. But with that said, you did sign somebody. In this age of uncertainty, we know that Matias Bromma, you signed out of the Swedish league. I know that you were probably instrumental in that. What can you tell us about him? Because he seems to be a late bloomer, if I can use that term.
He is definitely a late bloomer in a way that I think Steve Eisenman, he described it the best in the spring when all the comments about Matias came out. I think that we're hoping that he's really going to push for a spot. We hope that he's gonna provide our depth and providing a little bit of offense along with playing in potentially special team situations as he did. I watched him on the national team playing for Sweden several times, and he was net front on the power play. Another tournament, he was killing penalties on the fourth line, and so I think the versatility is something that we're certainly looking for. And Steve has watched him play. Several are staff members, including Pat Verbeek, our director of player personnel, have watched him play, and we're obviously cautiously optimistic that he's going to come in. He's going to have a good camp, and also at the same time, overhyping anybody out of Europe, I think it's very unfair. But Matias is a hardworking player that they can use his quickness, and I think as we talk about hockey IQ, I think he's one of the players that's very smart on the ice and that really figures things out quickly. And we'll see how he transitions to North America.
Jiri, thank you so much for taking the time to join us today. It has been great chatting with you, and hopefully we will be checking back with you soon. A big thank you to Labatt Blue Light for presenting Downtown Hockeytown. Labatt Blue Light, refreshing Canadian Pilsner. Visit your local retailer when safe to pick up some Labatt Blue Light.